Okay, so you know how you sent over that analysis on Nvidia?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday's market moves, especially with being election day in the U.S., it looks like you were right on the money with that.
Yeah.
Nvidia closing above both its 9 and 20-day moving averages. That's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, so those moving averages, they act like trend lines.
Okay.
When a stock closes above them, it's usually a signal that buyers are in control.
Uh-huh.
So the price will probably keep rising.
So it's not just that the price went up.
Right.
It's how it went up that's giving us this, like, bullish signal.
Yeah.
And I see you also pointed out the RSI and MCD.
Yeah.
For anyone listening who might not be familiar with those, they're momentum indicators.
Exactly.
Kind of like a speedometer for a stock.
Exactly. And right now, both of them are suggesting that the momentum behind Nvidia is strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buying pressure pushing the price up.
Okay, so we got this positive price movement.
Right.
But you know what really caught my eye?
The
The volume was actually down compared to Monday.
Interesting.
It's like everyone's excited about Nvidia, but they're not exactly rushing in to buy.
Yeah.
Why the hesitation? Is it just because everyone's a bit nervous with the election happening?
Well, elections can definitely make investors a bit cautious.
Sure.
But if we look at the historical data, the S&P 500 has actually done pretty well in the 2 months leading up to an election. Even back in 2008 during the financial crisis.
Yeah.
The market stayed relatively stable in those 2 months.
So maybe the election isn't the main factor here.
Right.
But then what about this low volume, specifically for Nvidia?
Yeah.
You mentioned the S&P 500 volume was pretty normal yesterday.
Right. And the VIX, which basically measures how much fear there is in the market, that was actually down yesterday.
Okay.
A lower VIX usually means that investors are feeling pretty calm.
Yeah.
Confident.
So it seems like the low volume might be something specific to Nvidia, not a sign of the broader market jitters.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, like the market is holding its breath, waiting for something.
And that something could be
Well,
the Fed's interest rate decision on Thursday.
exactly.
Talk about timing. It feels like everything's happening at once.
Absolutely. And the source you provided mentioned that if Nvidia keeps climbing at this rate, it could be headed for all-time highs.
Wow.
But the Fed's decision could really make or break things.
Yeah.
If they decide to hold interest rates steady or even raise them, that could really put a damper on Nvidia's growth potential.
So where are we then? Nvidia's performing well, potentially on the verge of a major breakout, but we've got this low volume mystery and the Fed's decision looming on the horizon.
It certainly is an interesting situation.
What a roller coaster. So to sum it all up, Nvidia is showing strength, but the low volume is a head scratcher. The election might not be a huge factor, but the Fed's decision on Thursday could be the real game changer.
And that brings us to the most important question.
Yeah, what's that?
What would you do if you were an investor right now? Knowing what we know, would you hold on to your Nvidia stock? Buy more? Or maybe even consider selling? It's a tough call, and there's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on your individual investment goals and how much risk you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So,
lots to think about.
lots to think about.
Thanks for breaking it down. To all our listeners, thanks for tuning in.
And good luck out there.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.
Easy.